welcome. I wonder if this thing's even working. All right. So, I guess this is my first stream. Yay. Hello. Can I get some audio checks and stuff? Is my voice coming through clearly? Testing, 1 2 1 2. Nice. Playing this game, it's bedtime start to finish. Feel free to ask me questions in the chat. Yeah, the in-game volume is a bit loud. I'll modify that in the audio mixer. Thanks for that. Open the volume mixer and I'll fix that up. Applications. I'll pull the games down to about 20%. So let's test this now and see if the sound's a bit better. Okay, yep. So this is my first time streaming, so I've got to work on all my mixes and volumes and whatnot. So how's my voice now? Just gain that up a bit. Testing, 1 2 1 2. Yes, this is what I sound like. And the music's not too loud now. All right, let's go live. Okay. So, all right. So I had some questions for you all before I began. First up, how's the clarity? Can you go and see what's on screen? and you can hear what I'm saying, and the music's not too loud in game. All good. Right, the next thing is how we're doing for code readability. I'm going to go over to the main game place, and I'm going to pop open some code. So like monster. Okay, so how's the code look? Is that readable at that size, or do we need to go up a bit? Can you read all that? Alright, so first thing, I'm going to apologize for the code quality of this project. It's an older project. I was still doing a lot of newbie things like using _G. Don't do that anymore on my newer stuff, but here we go. Okay, so when we play the game, I'm going to outline the problem a little bit first. We load the game up. You shoot quite slowly, and it's boring. Run around, you come across your first enemies, even though there's less enemies now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Quite a bit of effort to kill. This doesn't. It's not bad, but you don't feel powerful. Still a quest going on there. So if we jump ahead to the boss, let's say you don't find any power-ups on the first floor, you come in the room. Look how long this thing's going to take to kill. It's like. Takes a while. This is not fun. The bomb can wreck him pretty quick. But still. Takes a while. Watch and set fun to play. We can do better. Radish. Single radish helps a little bit, but as you've probably noticed, a radish takes you from 10 damage per shot to I think it's 15. No, it's not even noticeable how much a single radish does. No, plus 4 damage. Plus 4 damage per radish. Alright. And because this is what a newbie looks like, you have to bring in pet settings, this is just starter stuff. If we punch in a cheat code, call it Plus Titan, go to the item, you can see I'm all maxed on all the veils and stuff. And you smack for 277 max damage on a crit. So we can go from 10 to 277, so about a factor of 30 between full items and full items. You literally can get 30 times more powerful. Plus, that's not even a count. Double that out too, because if I like grab myself a double shot, even though that slows your rate of fire down a little bit, slow it down enough. This is what you end up with, which is pretty monstrous. Actually, I think I'll go and modify the double shot so that it doesn't slow. We'll balance things another way. It was an idea, but I don't think it actually worked out. You always want it to feel good when you find a power up. So let's go change that now. So that... No, I'm playing without pets at the moment. The in-game shooting sound is a bit too loud. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll adjust the mixing again on that. Okay, I'll pull it down even further. Because there isn't actually in-game controls that I can do much with. Yeah, how to recover speedrun pet accidentally deleted. Yeah. I'll add the clock pet back in for people to complete a speed run. I'll make that automatic so you can get it from the code, but I can't do it now. So how we're doing? Is this mix a bit better? Not too noisy. Right. Okay. Cheers. Thank you. Right. So first things first, we're going to go start up a changelog so that we know everything that we changed today. So let's use a good old notepad. No more reduction on attack speed from taking double shot. Okay. So let's go find the double shot code, I think. Oh, there's some old code in here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, get rid of that. Look. Yeah, get rid of that. Cool. Just test this out, make sure I didn't goof anything. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push these live as I'm working today. So any of these changes that I'm looking at, you can literally just go and test them out straight away. So if I spawn me a double shot. So here's my speed, grab double shot. Done. Okay, so we'll just commit them all. I actually turned this team create thing off and it keeps turning itself back on. It's super annoying. Yep, so double shot has been reverted back to the good old days. That's live now. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to go look at the enemy hit points and figure out what sort of curve we're looking at between the start of the game and the end of the game. So we'll take the enemies in each of the tiers and we'll make a bit of a graph of how the hit points work. So slimes. So these are the basic slimes. So we'll grab a normal slime and we'll look at his hit points because I don't know what any of these values are anymore. So slime 1, his hit points is 4. Going to work a bit goofily here for the time being. And the big slime, his hit points is 6. So that's the pink slime, his hit points is 6. So everything's multiplied by 10 so that you can see the decimal values. So it's really like 40 or 60. So when we're looking at this. So your damage when you start the game, if it's 10, is actually 1.0. Okay. Okay. Alright, so let's keep running down through the list in the game. I'll pull out some more of the monsters. So let's, after the slime monsters, we have the... I can't even remember how I put this together anymore. It's been like a year since I looked at any of this stuff. Slime holes. Okay, so slime holes has a bat, chicken, eye, and a hopper. Okay, so the bat hit points 6. Okay, so this is the start of game. Okay, so we'll go to the woods, have a look at the woods enemies. So there's a bat champion that spawns there. It has more hit points. Okay. I really could have done this offline. Sorry about that. Okay. And the medic, he has 6. I think the flower pot's in this list too, right? Ship was the name of the chicken that runs around really quickly, and it has 10. Okay, so that's the woods. So somewhere between 10 to 15. Let's just check the penguin, see what his hit points are. Because the penguin's name was Squid. He had 22. Find out how many hit points the fox has. He had 80. And here's the single use bosses. So we want to see plant boss head. His hit points was 100. Keep forgetting what I'm doing. And just to look at it from the other end, we'll grab the Omega and machine, and we'll look at him too. Sorry if this is boring. If there's anything particular you want to see about the game, we can dig into that at any time. But I kind of had a bit of a list on the side there that you can see of what we want to do for the day. So Omega, the washing machine, he had 900 hit points. So what we know so far is you start at 1 hit point, 1 or 10 damage, 1 damage. You can end at 27 damage, 27.7 damage, because we multiply it by 10 for the damage numbers that we're seeing visually. That's with a crit, so I guess it's really half of that. So stuff gets, so on radish damage alone you get 13 times stronger, and stuff in the game gets roughly, well, let's say 10 times stronger too over the course of a game. But you're a little hype, man. It's fine. I don't work on this game often, but I'm feeling like it at the moment. I've got some time off from my normal job, so I thought I'd give a hand. If I'm going to work on this anyway, I may as well stream when I'm working on it, and you can follow along if you like. Might be a bit of a boring first stream, because this is boring stuff. But okay, so we sort of have an idea. So we can see that you go from that many to that many's in terms of damage, and enemies are getting roughly 10 times stronger. So if we weren't getting any increased rate of fire, this would be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that the hit points on all of the enemies are fine, and I'm just going to crank the rate of fire up on everything across the board. I'm just going to flat out double it, and then I'm going to publish the build, and you can all try it, and then give me some feedback on that, see how that feels. Okay, so this is a super old script, and I've got to figure out how everything works again. So the minimum frames between bullets is 5 at 60 frames per second. I think we want to reduce that a little bit, so let's bring that down so that you can fire even faster at the top end. Because same as the fire breath, three minimum frames between that. And then let's see how the fire delay is calculated. All this super old crusty code. That's the balefire, brimstone code. That's slimes, that's balefires. We just want the normal bullets. That's the ninja stars. Okay, so here's the bullet timer. Once this thing reduces to 0, this is how many frames to wait until it fires the next bullet. So if you're looking at this code, you can see, you can see exactly what's going on here. So it waits a minimum of 3 seconds, 3 frame, minimum of 3. Okay, so, and then it calculates this number here, which is basically how many carrots you have. Subtracted from 30, so if you have 30 carrots, this value is 0. So this number ranges between 0 and 30, depending on how many carrots you have, because 30 is the max amount of carrots. And then that number is also multiplied by your bullet slow multiplier. So if we look at it, our bullet slow multiplier is 1. So that means if you have this means we're looking at 3 plus 30 take 0 times 1. So this is kind of gross. Defaults to 33 frames between shot. This is used straight out of the barrel without any extra. Will I do an actual gaming stream or literally any kind of stream other than the dev stream? Probably not. I'm pretty boring. I might do some art streams. Like, I do like to open up Magic of Voxel and occasionally make things. So we'll be doing some of that as well. So yay. We'll be doing that kind of stuff. And then so we'll be doing some of that as well. But not so much at the beginning. We're going to get these bullets feeling nice and good first. And I'll get that published, and then while you're playing that, we'll go do some extra. We'll add an extra power up to the game today. I want to add the equivalent of the milk, soy milk from Binding of Isaac, which gives you if you pick it up, it's attack speed up, bullet size down. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times. How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not doing that. Go away. 5 to the power of 8 is not that difficult, but I'm not doing it in my head. Okay, so this, and if we have full carrots, you have 3. So it goes between 33 frames per second down to 3 frames per second. So what we'll do is we'll change this multiplier to 0.05, which will literally double the power of each carrot. 0.5. Stop spamming my channel, dude. Okay, so default game, you come out of it, you actually shoot pretty quickly. Good. Feels pretty good. Freaking shit. Just jump to the boss. Okay, so the next thing that feels pretty bad is my bullets are kind of slow. They don't travel very far, so we're literally, my default bullet is traveling halfway across the room, which isn't far enough, I think. So we'll add some more bullet life to the default. Yeah, I'll take suggestions for the soy milk equivalent. If you guys come up with an item idea, I will add it in. I'll add it and I'll add it in directly. Okay, so projectile speed multiplier. Okay, so there's a base speed of 40. And there's a projectile duration modifier too. So what we'll do is we'll up the speed to 2.0. Actually make the duration just a little bit longer. So 0.25. I don't know if up or down makes this go better. Let me just figure that out super quick. Higher is better. So we'll double the length that bullets fire from by default. Oh, that didn't seem to go much further. It might be because I literally have nothing enhancing it. Oh, this is how much each power-up's going to make it go, not the default amount. Of course it's not going to move it. Put that back to what it was. What's bullet duration? Does that ever get changed? Okay, so here's the base bullet duration. So we'll change it from 0.6 to 1.0. Bullets last a full second now. This whole tuning exercise is basically about making the game a little bit easier for new players. So bullets feel a bit better now when you shoot bullets out. Nobody cares about bullet hooking. It was something that I added from Binding of Isaac, which is why the bullets were initially quite slow. But it's good if you're used to Isaac, but it's bad if you've played other games. So now the bullets are better out of the box. Alright, this feels pretty good. I'm going to publish this. You can play this build now. Okay, so I think they're all committed, and that's published. That's live. So If we jump on over to OBS, I'll check off some of the things from today. So we're gonna... Nope. Decided not to do it. Yep. And reduce top end damage. Nope, gonna leave it as is. So let's add the changes that we made to the changelog. So we increase base bullet life, increased rate of fire gain, okay, so let's check this out. Hey buddy, are you kind of you okay there, buddy? You seem pretty hyperactive. Did the shopkeeper. That's what that was. Do you have another one for me? Oh, nice. Okay, seems fine. I keep turning down my game sound and it keeps being louder and louder. I'm going to turn up my volume. Is that better? And I'll see if I can. Yeah, the shotgun's just crazy loud. The sound is clipped to all hell. There's no volume. Oh, yes, there it is. There we go. Better. Not all ideas make it into the game, but while we're having these live coding sessions here, let's go for it. Okay, so we're going to code up a new item to be the equivalent of soy milk. So the idea for this item is that it's going to give you a big infusion of carrots, but it's going to take away a bunch of your radishes if you pick it up. So let's say like +10, -10 or something. What should we call this item? Like, what should it be? How about like a soda can or something like that? Oh, okay. Just create a new one. Pull up the palette for the game. I don't want to use guns and stuff like that, but food, household items, stuff you'd see laying around. Oh, how about an onion? It's kind of boring, but interesting at the same time. How about just a carton of milk? We'll just do a carton of milk. That's what we'll do. Okay. Well, the thing about a carton of milk is it should be come into a nice point at the top, right? So let's start with that as the idea first. So 2 rows up the top and then go from there. And so everyone knows it's a carton of milk. We will put some blue stripes on it. Should be more square, I think. That's fine. Yeah, it needs to be in a square box, so just resize, just so we can center it properly. Maybe a bit taller. I don't know. Top row of pixels? Not top row of pixels. It needs the top row. Maybe we have enough room to paint an M on the side of it, or something that looks like an M. Yep, okay, carton of milk. And they always have this like little red mark at the front so you know where to open them. I think it's more pink though. In that case we'll go like a really light blue. There we go. Carton of milk. Yay! From the milk company. You don't like the yellow? Okay, what color? And 1 pixel from the edge at the top. Like that one? Or... Okay, so this is going to be the item that massively increases your rate of fire at the cost of damage. Let's try a few different colors. Nah. I like. Red it is. Uses slightly brighter tone here, and just some very basic shading just in the bottom of this thing, just so it's not all the same tone all the way through. Gives it that dungeon shooter vibe if we do it this way. Bring it down 1 shade for up the top too. Yeah, okay. Carton of milk. What was your red ribbon idea? It's been a long time since I thought about anything. Okay, so this is carton of milk. So I'm going to save this as our shared drive, voxels, items, milk. We didn't have one already, super good. I'm going to use the importing tool. Okay, so I explained last time I was doing this, because Roblox doesn't support voxel file formats directly, it actually generates code. I have an exporter that generates code that gets run that then builds the model out of parts on the client side. So this will be kind of like the double shot. So goblet. This will be called the milk. So create a script, paste in the code, and now we have a milk item in the game. Now we'll go to the double shot item itself. We're going to duplicate that. AX, and so I guess AY is the next one. So A, excellent. Milk. And so this is going to be a one-off, even though it's going to push your, change your, just adjust 2 stats you already have. Okay, the red ribbon idea is kind of cool. It's kind of hard to do in Roblox though, because the bullets are all created on the server and the player is ahead of them, which is why your shots lag a little bit. So that's why I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I mean, I can bring them in as FBX files, but the thing is when I created this project 3 years ago, Roblox didn't actually have good FBX support. For my newer projects, I absolutely do just use FBXs, but for now, I'm just going to leave this project alone and do all of the stuff that I did before. So milk. Okay, so this is this. We need to make a new item for double shot, so let's make a new variable inside of the stash. So your stash is saved between runs. There's actually a save system in this, but we never use it. It was only used for when we were merging servers to bring all of your stuff over to the next server. I really could just tinker with that now and make it so you can save your run and reload it. Anyway, we'll call it milk. So that starts off being false. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. So the milk is, pick it up and it sets your milk value to true. And there's a script here that says, can the player use this thing? And if you already have the milk, then is true, then this is set to false. Otherwise it returns true. And milk. Attack speed up. Damage way down. Okay. We have to come up with the milk. The model is the milk model we had before. And gives you way higher attack speed, but it, I don't know, brings your damage down. So that's for the inventory screen. Is it an Uber item? Yes, it is. And okay, so this is all good. This record is just the one that's used for displaying it in an inventory. Okay, so I think that's everything we need to do, except for actually make it do anything. What we'll go do is we'll go to the loot tables. and we'll modify the shop so that it only sells this item. So here's the current shop loot table, and we'll comment it out. And we'll get rid of literally everything. Actually, we'll leave it in, but we'll do something else. We'll do it a different way. We'll use the probabilities against it. So some things have a minimum floor set on them, so you can't get them on the first floor. I might adjust that. You can't like buy a donut on floor 1. It'll only start spawning on floor 2. Okay, so what we'll do. So its code name is AY. We'll set its cost to 1. We'll set its odds to 1 million. So once per floor, true, minimum floor 1. Okay. So if I did everything right, jump to the shop, a new item is available, and it costs 1 gold. So I need a coin, so pick it up. Milk, attack speed up, damage way down. Of course it doesn't do anything yet, but if we look in our inventory, we can see that we bought it and that its model shows up. So this is all good, it's all coming up really well. Now we just have to add the code that actually makes it do anything. So that's the next trick. What do you mean, what, how? So, to do, oh, changelog, added milk, attack speed up, damage way down. Right, so now we have to add some way to modify these things so that when attack speed calculations are done and damage calculations are done, a modifier gets applied to them based upon this item. It only costs 1 coin for now, but I'm going to change the coin cost later, obviously. It's just for testing. It's okay. Not everybody's built stuff before. You don't understand. You can just set these numbers to whatever you want. Alright, so next up is I need to go to the bullet script, and when we're calculating the bullet delay, we need to put a modifier in there based upon whether or not you have the milk item. I could do this a lot more elegantly, but I'm literally just going to do if-thens because we're live coding. So let's go for the bullet. 1 frames between bullets code. It's used in 2 places. Okay, so there's actually a get carrots function. So we'll just modify so the get carrots function frankly lies. Okay, so if self milk is true, then we'll say it's the equivalent of getting 10 carrots. So Alright, let's test this out. Okay, well, let's make a Red Bull can. That would be kind of cool too. Maybe we'll switch it over to... wait. Oh, milk's for sale. Give myself 1 coin. Is that faster? Not sure if that is even faster. I should have probably done a test before and after. Let's run it again. Kind of want it to be like better than that anyway. I really don't think that went any faster. Ah, it didn't. Looked it up in the wrong place. That's lure for you. Yep, there we go. Nice, works well. And now we need to... so it says we have 10 carrots. Same as if a pet gave you 10 carrots. You didn't actually pick them up, but it shows you, just so you know what your attack speed's at. You can go over 30 carrots, but they don't give you any increased benefit past that point. Oh, okay, so let's like... so we have the radishes function right here. So we'll subtract 10 radishes and just put a simple there. All right, items complete. Cool. Okay, so this is kind of interesting because the this is boring because it didn't actually make our bullets any smaller or weaker because we don't seem to have the ability to have negative radishes. So let's see if I can actually do that without it being a complete cluster. So let's not do the damage reduction that way by subtracting your radishes off. Let's get rid of that. What was damage being calculated? Ooh. This is the shotgun. Okay. So we're calculating a damage number here. What we're going to do is we're going to, quite frankly, chop that number down. So we're going to do something to it here. The damage, what should we do? I think we should Nathany. The reason I always compare to a value is because it adds type safety. Because then you know what you're comparing on the other side. So this is because I switch between a lot of different languages, right? So although I can write if something, then if something, it doesn't imply anything about what the something data type might be. So it might be if I'll do it up here so I can show you. So ninja stars could be equal to 1, or it could be equal to an object, or it could be equal to a string. But what happens is if I always compare it to a variable, basically, if I search for ninja stars and I look at the code, I can always see that it's true or false, and then I've basically introduced a little bit of type safety for lure. That's the only reason why I do it, so that the code's always super clear about what the type is that you're comparing to, so that if you're looking around and you're reading the code later, you're like, you don't have to guess what ninja stars might be. You know, it's like, oh, well, I'm seeing if it's true, so I know it's a boolean, or I can see it's a number or a string or whatever. That's all. That's okay. So what do we want to do for damage? Do we want to halve it? And then we'll cap it. So this should make teeny tiny bullets. Okay, so let's see if this even works. They should be doing 5 damage apiece, if we got it right. Yep. Teeny tiny. I think half might be a bit brutal, so maybe like 0.75. And I think I'll give you even more attack speed out of the thing. Yeah, I think we can make this item even more dramatic. So, and that cap will probably never get used. Can't really go under 0 because it's always 1+. So we'll just get rid of that. Don't need to. Milk won't do anything for balefire damage. I'm not going to put it in for that. Let's see Ninja Stars, how do they calculate their damage? Oh, it needs to do it there too. So what we'll do is player in scale damage. We're going to move this calculation out of here. Spaghetti code, but this is an old project. So essentially just going to make a function so that we don't have to cut and paste the code everywhere for this thing. Okay, so we will scale the... Where's player info? Why is that not here? Okay, so every time where we're calculating damage now, it should be getting scaled by the... Okay, so let's go back to get radishes. We'll add an extra function in here now, right in between the other two that we had, which will be called scale damage. And we'll return damage if we have the milk, and damage equals damage times 0.33. We'll make another one for attack speed too. Scale attack delay. So the attack delay, we'll also times that by, but we'll also make attack math.floor. So we'll round that to an integer whole number because it's in frames. Okay. So every time we were calculating an attack delay before, we'll now run it through this thing. So every time we look up the carrots, we will now dump this number through sometimes call it player info, sometimes call it player data. My bad. So every time we reference carrots, we will now scale it. We need to obey that minimum time thing though, so we can't get rid of that. So put that on this side. Yep, okay. That's cool. Only in 2 places. Get rid of all that shit. Now what we want to do is see where else we use carrots in the code, make sure that's all being referenced properly. Shotgun carrot regen. So this is how much you get back per frame based upon the carrot. Alright, so let's just test the milk out first, and then we'll come back to that. Yeah, milk is like soy milk. So we'll spawn the milk. Now we have tiny little bullets. That's good. Got a real soy milk thing going on here now. Look how many shots that does. It's great. Max ourselves out. Oh. Okay. That was only slightly embarrassing. Deleted. Go next. Jump to the final boss. That's good. Crits doing a lot of work. Apparently hadn't cleared the dungeon on this account. Oh, that's embarrassing. Cool. Does the bullet piercing item decrease in any other stat? Let's see. Stapler. Nope, it does not. The donut does though. Reduces bullet damage. Let's get rid of that shit. That's not good. Oh, it was only doing that on the console command. Never mind. Okay, so no change there. Okay, so let's go to the loot table script. And give this brand new item the AY. Give it normal odds, so it spawns. What should it cost? Quite cheap, I think, because it's a risk reward one. Once per floor true, floor minimum. Let it spawn on the first floor. And we'll add this also to the... Actually, we'll make it really rare in the shops, because I want to use it as one of the things you get from the frog deal. Strife speaking in the seductive... Come on. That's out of bounds, dude. Ugh, that made me so uncomfortable. Okay. Okay, so you'll be able to get it in the shop, but you will also be able to, we'll create a new loot table, which will be the frog deal loot table. Council loot table. And we'll stick it in there. This is just for testing, right? What other items should be in the council loot table? We'll add the double shot as well. Everything's equal odds. So you can get some elixirs and stuff from there as well. Now, the council loot table. Would it be a bad idea for the Frogmaster to make frog rooms easier to get? No, but we were planning on having an interaction based upon the frog room and the frogs. I'm not sure what that is yet. I'm going to find the Frog Council pedestal. Frog pedestal, there we go. Has a script. Council loot table. So we'll give this a try out super quick. I took damage. That's bad. I have to restart. I keep forgetting I was using the dragon mask and then blowing him up. God mode, Titan, and now boss. Okay. Cool. I should make that so that the other item goes away when you choose. Oh, by the way, if you're playing multiplayer, if any of you take damage, you don't get the frog deal. Should just go to the next floor and try again. Damn it. Maybe a frog croaking noise for when the room appears just for aesthetic. Okay, let's do that right now. Because I'm going to push this build live with the milk in it just as is. And then we'll add that sound effects for when the room appears. Okay, so the easiest way to do that is we go to the sound effects table. And I think we already have this sound from that's the big frog. But we'll grab that and we'll call that Frog Council. Make it louder. And we will change the speed so it's a bit higher pitched. Well, I think one of the reasons why so few people play this game is because it's a bit non-standard and it's a bit hard to get into. It's not very user-friendly when you play it. It still had 10 million plays. It's not like nobody's played the thing. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I don't think that's really that interesting. Let's slow it down instead so it sounds more epic. 0.6. Can you guys hear that? That noise will play if you trigger the frog room. Okay. And we'll go to the there's door scripts. Let's play it. Do you want it to play when the door opens or when you go through the frog door? What do you think is better? Anyone? Chat? No? Yes, no? Okay. How much delay am I getting on this stream? That'd be interesting to know. So when you heard me type something into chat now. Wow, that's like 30 seconds delay. That's super gross. Okay. I should probably modify my YouTube settings so that runs a bit faster. I'll do that for next time. That's capitalized. So now it should play a nice big loud sound effect when the frog door opens. Oh, this is the wrong script. Good thing I checked this. One of the things I really hate about this project is I don't have an easy way to replicate scripts set up in it. I do for my later projects, but this one I didn't do it. So there's a graveyard door, a council door, and all with the same script. And why did you hear a baby crying? Well, because I have a small baby at home and she is with her mum. Sorry if that's coming through the mic. I didn't think it'd pick it up. I have a pretty good filter on. Oh well, sorry about that. Good to know. So what I'll try to do is I will bring my gain down on the mic and move it closer to my head. So how does that sound? How old am I? I'm quite old. didn't trigger. Okay, so we need to make it so that if you pick up an item in the frog room, it clears everything else. Yeah, it's pretty much soy milk. Okay, so how do we do that? Easiest thing to do would be to go to the pickups, do pickup effects. Okay, so this is the magnetic code, do pickup logic. Okay, so if you leave and you haven't picked up a pickup, it gets destroyed. Yada yada yada. Wait till the pickup timer is at 0 because there's a small timer that's put on all pickups after you pick them up. So after they spawn, so that they can't be picked up straight away. Okay, Ghost can pick up some things. Ghosted instant item, can't pick it up. Check it against the helmet. If it's allowed to sail. Okay, so there's pickup and then sail. And then once we get all the way down to this deep, deep nested thing, if we're in here, we actually picked something up. What is a function? Okay. So we call the pickups, yada yada yada, send the sting, send the toast, remove the pickup. Why would remove be equal to false? That's interesting. Oh, cursed items stay. Okay, makes sense. You know, I've been keeping stats on every single time an item's been picked up forever. So I should technically be able to pull up how many coins have ever been picked up in the game. I might do that one day just for fun, see if it's overflowed yet. Should be literally billions of coins. If we're in a deal, then destroy the other deal items. How did I do the costs? Okay. Okay. So let's go to go to the shop store. Okay, so I can just set it directly on target. See if this works. Oh, the pickup's been destroyed at this point, of course. Do it sooner. So what we're doing now is we're just going to quickly blast through the loop and run a destroy function on all of the other items. I should move this to a function, but we're being lazy because it's teppanyaki code. So let's pull this out into a function. What does it need? It needs the pickup. Needs the room instance. Needs to know which room we're talking about. Okay, it plays the noise like you picked it up, but it's all right. Okay, okay. And then what were the parameters? It needed the room instance, needed pickup, and it needed picked up. Okay, this one's true. This one's false. Now, you might have spotted the bug that's coming up here, which is we would be destroying ourselves. Make sure that they're deal items as well, and then we'll destroy those. And because we're removing ourselves later, so we'll just skip it if, just to make sure that we're not doubling down. If other pickup is not equal to the pickup that we detected the change with, then we'll push this through. Okay, this should work. Poison mushrooms, right? Cool. Work first time. You only get one of the items. And because it's us, we can play a cool visual effect when they vanish like that. We use the log puff visual effect. Hopefully. Only one item will be collected because it immediately destroys the other before it has a chance to collect the other one. So. Cool. Balefire broke. What does that mean? Let's test it out. Hat, helmet, heffalump. Ooh. It broke. Cool, thanks for that. I shall fix it right now. Because player info is nil? Oh, I called it scale DMG, but that's not what it is it? Should be scale damage. Test it out. That's okay. I don't need a video. I can test it out quickly enough. There we go. Things back to working. Okay. So I'm going to publish this and then we'll end the stream. Thank you very much, everyone. Just commit all. Publish. And we'll finish up our changelog and then we'll post it. Added frog room sound effect. Added frog room unique items. Added frog room. Actually, before we wrap up, there's not enough items in the frog room loot table, so I need some ideas from the crowd for the loot table. What other items should be in there? I think the Zippo should be in there. Chaos bombs? Yeah. I mean, we can, let's just do existing items for the time being so that we can ship with it. Actually, everything from here looks good. Let's just take all of this. So space boots, ice cream, ninja stars, hammer, double shot, stapler, donut, jump shoe, stompy boots, squirty bottle, burrito, magnet, and the chaos bombs. They can all spawn in there. Equal odds. Because I want you to see it though, I'll make the milk a little bit more likely so we can play with it for the time being. Cool. That feels like a choice. I think run defining items, that's what Uber items are meant to be. You pick one up and it changes the whole run. I think you should definitely be able to get one on the first boss if you don't get damage on the first one. Okay, we'll publish this, and that's published, and I'll do a changelog. DS announcements, new build up. Let's look at our change list and then translate it. Attack speed way up, damage way down. There we go. Thank you very much, everyone, and I will wrap it up here. Yeah, soy milk. Yada yada. All right, wrapping it up. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's go to the stream ending. And I'm going to stop it.